Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing great. In today's video, we are going to resume working on our e-commerce web app, and in that we are going to modify certain things to make our cart look a bit better, and some other code improvisations we are going to do. So without further ado, let's move to the code. Let me just try running the code. And then we just remove this breakpoint because we don't need any breakpoint as of now. I'm just going to show you, like once we log in, we are able to add a specific item to cart, but the cart itself is not very like appealing in a sense, and the UI doesn't look as appealing as it should be, and you can see the image is also not visible. So we need to properly align those things. So let's just see what is actually happening. So let me just close this. Okay, so the one reason which we are facing is we have started using Bootstrap 5. So let me just quickly show you the Bootstrap's version. So let's just go to this CSS, and inside those libraries, the Bootstrap, and you can see the Bootstrap file that we are using is 5.33, and the actual Bootstrap which have been like used in our old repository which we are referring to, the eShopOnWeb app, that was referring to 3.2. So from 3.3 or something till version 5, some changes have been done which makes certain Bootstrap's classes obsolete. So I'll be discussing those in a while. So let me just quickly run and I can quickly show you. Let me just log in and I'll be doing a quick comparison video so you get to know what is the difference in Bootstrap over here and there. So let me just quickly inspect, and you can see we are having multiple classes like col-xs 3. So basically in Bootstrap 5 point something or 5 point greater, this access have been removed. So let me quickly show you the difference. Okay, so you can see in this comparison chart, we have Bootstrap 3.3.7 in our previous repository, which is eShopOnWeb app. And currently we are using the most recent Bootstrap version, that is 5.3.3. And you can see a class that was like col-xs that was available within 3.37, and it was applicable on those screens which are less than 768 pixels, but the same is not available in 5.33. Instead, call is being used. So what does it do? Call basically replaces with call in v5, and you can see for call sm call md, the pixels have been changed. So somewhere down we might need to switch to other pixels. You can see like in 3.37, call dash lg, that large spans for 12 like 100 pixels, but over here it correspond to like 992 pixels, and even excel call dash excel class 2 exists as well. So let's just try looking for this call class. Let me just try to find that call that access, and I'm going to try to find it within the all our classes. So let me just quickly locate that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to replace it with simply call dash 10. With moving forward, we just change this to this one as well. All access push have been removed, so we'll be discussing around that later. What else? Over here, let me just remove this. All dash 2, you can see this is available. Let me just remove these two, and over here, let me remove it here as well. And then where else? I'm just trying to capture this one, which should be removed. Um, what else? Let me just quickly see this. Let me just try to capture this one. Access tool. I'm trying to do it. It might take some time, but it will be worth seeing where I'm removing this, and you'll get to know exactly. Like over here, all the access classes needs to be removed. Let me just remove them all quickly, going one by one. And what else? Let me just go to this. I'm trying to move faster. You can see over here. Let me just try to figure other ones. You can see most of them have been removed. Over here in this partial file, it have been removed as well. And this is just one remaining. So you can see we have changed within the login partial, and the second which we have done in the cart index.cs HTML. So that's one thing we have done. So let's just save it and try rerunning it. You can see at least these columns are like in a proper way rather than stacking on top of each another. They are like aligned properly in front of one another, but over here for this it's not working. So we'll quickly see to this. One more thing, let's see if all the classes that are going to be applied to them are available. You can see ESH basket title is getting applied, but it's not see it doesn't seem like the class itself have been applied. So seems like certain classes are missing. So let's just open the class file, sorry, the CSS file. Let me just open the CSS and this catalog itself. There are certain items that need to be added. So let me quickly copy and quickly show it to you. Okay, so I have copied the file. So let's just try to run this and see what changes does it bring. So let me just try to log in using this login button. Let me just quickly press OK. And you can see like classes have been applied despite it's not very much well aligned, but classes itself seems to be applied. Let's try to inspect it. You can see yes, basket title, this class was previously not appearing. So as I've copied the code inside this, let me just quickly show you. So you can see these title itself is appearing and the text transform uppercase is there. So you can see this text have been changed to uppercase. So that's one thing, but still the things are not very well aligned. So let's try to figure out what else we are facing. There could be certain other issues. So let's just try to figure that out. So you can see like we have our column header working properly, but items are not getting properly aligned. So there is an issue within the HTML. We'll be quickly looking into that. And over here, you can see that we have our article and then we have our section, but a div have been used unnecessarily over here. So this should not have been used because these semantic HTML tags do require like article should have a section beneath it. So let me just remove this div. Let me just remove this div as well. Let's just try running it again. And there are a couple of classes other as well which have been like deprecated. So you can see like now we are able to see it properly. The product columns are working fine in a proper well aligned way, and the content itself is in a well-aligned way. You can see the image is still not showing. We will see to that, but for the time being, let's just remove the other two classes. There are like two other classes. Let me just quickly identify those. So if I can quickly go this hidden LG down. So in Bootstrap 5.3.3, this have been deprecated. So what we are going to apply over here. So instead of this, we are going to apply dnone this class. So what does it mean? On like LG and below, it is going to be hidden, and on Excel and above, it is going to be visible. This is one thing, and one more class have been deprecated. This is a col-xs push -9. So this have been changed with the offset. So let's just try using offset 9. And now let me just try rerunning it. The major cause was due to div. So hopefully we are not going to see any other anomaly now. So let me just quickly, you can see this checkout have been properly aligned to the right as well. So with this being done, let's just try focus on displaying this image. So let me just quickly show you why this image is not working. If I can quickly try looking at the URL. So you can see the catalog base URL that needs to be replaced is not replaced with the base URL. The reason is that we have changed our application in a way like we haven't implemented the Composer UI function. So if I can quickly walk you through that, let me just go to the basket service. If still we have that function, then I can quickly show you. Otherwise, we will here in the catalog service. Okay, so there was a function which we were using, but it had been used in the catalog. And what we are trying to achieve, we are trying to use our like basket service or inside the cart. We are trying to do it, and this is not available over here. So instead of like copying this function in all the other places, we are going to create a interface. So let's just create an interface. So I'm going to I'm going to our app, and over here, if you can recall, for the interfaces in our application core project, we have a folder for interfaces. So let's try to add a new item, and this time I'm going to add an interface, and this interface is going to be named UriComposer. Okay, don't know why this doesn't work. Let me just try refreshing it. It should have worked. Let me just close all tabs. Okay, so it's already there. So let's just make it public, because internal will make it only visible to this project and assembly. And what we are trying to add, we are just trying to add a simple compose picture URI, compose picture URI function. And this we are going to provide like URI template. So this is just a simple method. And with this being done, let's just try to implement within our services. So let's just include this services folder, and we are going to implement this. Let's just name this class. I'm going to add a new class. This class is going to be named URI Composer, and again I'm going to make it public, and this is going to be implementing the interface, and this interface is going to be named IUriComposer. And let's just quickly try to implement those methods. So you can see we have the method name available to us. And what else we are going to do? One more thing we need to do, we need to inject a catalog settings inside this. So let me just try using public composer. And what I'm trying to achieve inside that, I'll be quickly telling you what's the reason for adding that catalog settings. So just use catalog settings, and we are going to call this catalog settings. Let me just add this class as well. Just generate a new class. I'm going to add this to the main project. So let me just see if the namespace have been synced. So that's pretty fine. And what we are going to do, as you might already accustomed of doing this, we are going to use a private read-only variable, and we are going to assign this to that. So let's just use that catalog settings, and we are going to use this to generate a read-only. So using this catalog settings, we are going to replace our URL with the actual one which is being set up in the catalog settings. And what we are going to do in the catalog settings, I'll be quickly showcasing that to you. Or instead, let's just quickly add setting. So let's just add a public string, and what we are going to use over here, catalog base URL. So only one property as of now we are looking, and this is the class which we do use for sort of a type setting thing. Like we do have our app settings, but within our app settings we can have different keys and values, and which we need to reference. So using this class, we make sure that these are like already available within the app settings, and using that we can easily reference those. So let's just move further, and you will get a more clearer understanding of how it's working. So with this being done, let's just move, and what it's going to be a very simple function. So it's just going to return what it is going to return. It just captures the URI template, and it's going to call a replace. And in the replace, if I can quickly go back to that method, the catalog one. So let me just go to the catalog service, and you can see basically this was the URL to be replaced. So I'm copying it from over here, and this is going to be replaced. And with what it is going to be replaced, it is going to be replaced from the catalog settings dot catalog base URL. So this is one thing. So this is the simple thing, and then we are going to use this URI inside our project. So with this being done, let's just do one more thing within the app settings. Let me just add within the app settings to have another key available over here, and then we are going to add. So we need to call this a catalog. Let's just call this catalog. And what we are going to have inside is the property, the catalog base URL, catalog base URL, which is going to be what this is going to be base URL. I can quickly copy it from the catalog service, and this is going to be this. So let's just copy this and paste it. So this will be fetched based on this, and we are going to quickly reference it inside our application. Quickly go to our basket service, and over here we are going to inject this URI because we are going to use this method. So let's just use IUriComposer, and this time what we are going to call this UriComposer. Let's just similar lines, UriComposer is equals to UriComposer, and let's just create a private field, and you can see the picture URL itself is used over here. So what we are going to use, we are going to use the UriComposer, and then we are going to pass this to like this function inside function with this value. So what it is going to do is going to replace it, and then the proper image is going to be replaced. One thing, we haven't registered this UriComposer within our program.cs file. If I can quickly run, we are going to get an error. Well, I'm just trying to show you the error. Okay, you can see. Okay, one thing is, I think I missed something inside the app settings. Okay, the comma file was not there, so that was my bad. Now let's just try running it once again. You can see which I was referring to, like this class is not yet registered. So let's just open the program.cs file, which is already open, and try adding this. So let's just go to this. So first we are going to focus on adding, like, let's just builder.services. And with this, what we are going to do, we are going to configure this catalog service, because we have the catalog. Let me just call it catalog settings. And with this catalog settings, what we are going to do, we are going to use the builder dot configuration, and we are going to get a specific section. So get a specific section, and or we have already named that section catalog. So this is going to refer to that section within the app settings. Once we have this available to us, what we need to do, we need to have our URI composer service being registered as well. So let's just use that service, and this time, for the first time, we are going to use add singleton, because this IUriComposer can be used across all the instances. So we do not need to scope it or add transient. This can be used for the whole application. So let's just use the iComposer, and what we are going to provide, the service provider is being like within the lambda function, service provider is being provided. And what we are trying to do over here inside that, we are trying to set the catalog settings. And this service provider itself is going to get this required service, because you know that is at this point of time we do not have those service ready available to us, because we are in program.cs file. So let's just get required service, and the service is itself is going to use iOptions, and with iOptions inside catalog settings. And with this, we are going to capture the value of this, and then we are going to return a new UriComposer. So we are going to return a new composer with the catalog settings inside it. So let's see if why it's not working. Doesn't match constructor. Let me just try to navigate this. It's not URI components, it should be URI composer. Okay, this is the one which should be this. So let's try running it once again. Hopefully it should work. So now you can see we have our application available to us, and you can see the image have been pulled. The reason is that if I inspect it, so you can see the base URL has been replaced with the replace tag that we have available to us. So with this, we have achieved this, we have refined our card, have got our image pulled up. And what else? Let's see if there is anything else we can quickly do in this video. One more thing we are going to do. Let's just rename our card to basket. So because in the coming videos, I'm going to use basket specifically. So rather than keeping it to cart, I'm going to modify each and everything. So let's just quickly do it. So instead of this CartController, what I'm going to do, I'm going to rename this to BasketController. So that's one thing. What else with this basket? So let me just find the card. So instead of this card, let me just rename this. Try to figure it out. These are quick things that we need to refine because we are going to change in the upcoming videos. So let's just use the add to basket. I'm trying to search it because I expect this being used somewhere else as well. So let's just try to, yeah, you can see inside the HTML. So let's just change that as well. And the controller is being changed as well to the basket. So this being changed. Uh, let's just try to figure out one inside this. Let's just make it over here. And let's just cart. So you can see we have multiple instances of cart. Add item to cart. Let's just change this to basket. So let me just rename this, and this is going to be basket. And what else? Let's just try to figure this out. We have already changed it to basket, and over here it's been basket as well. A couple of the cart is empty, so instead basket is going to be empty. And over here in the view title, instead of cart, we are keeping this basket. And over here, let's see if add to cart, we are going to change this to basket as well. And what else? So let's just try rerunning again, because in the future videos, we are referring to this basket rather than the cart. Hopefully there's no issue. And you can see like add to basket is there. But one thing which we missed renaming the views folder to cart. So let's just quickly go to the views folder, and you can see the cart is there. So let me just rename this to basket. Let's see, because the collection. Okay, I think there is. Let me just try to show all within the view. Let's just delete this so we can easily rename our existing one. Let's just rename this to basket. Now let me try running it again. So hopefully we are able to quickly, okay, we are able to navigate and going to add to the basket. Still something is being missed. Seems like I don't know what we are missing. Why it's happening this way? Views are there, basket is there. Let's just clean the solution. Try building it again. We have the basket available to us. Let's see if it works or not. Otherwise, I'll be need to figure it out exactly what is actually happening. Yeah, you can see. So we have the basket controller, and within the basket, you can see the image is being pulled, and each and everything is fine. So we are keeping our video till here. So let me just. So in today's video, we have done more of a like cleanup thing rather than touching base on the new topics. Just a few things like the deprecated classes from Bootstrap have been removed. A certain thing which was causing our HTML to break up have been removed, and we have removed our or you can say renamed our cart to basket. So this is sort of a prerequisite for certain other items or certain other order related things which we are going to do in our upcoming video. Hopefully you have liked this video. If there is something which I've missed, or if you want me to add something, feel free to mention it within the comment, and do like or share or subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.